Chapter 44. Layla was screaming when she woke. Her skin must have been on fire, her whole body dipped in a furnace. "Put her down, you oaf! Give her space!" The air around her shifted, and Layla felt the pain ebb away on her back as she was laid on something soft. But that didn't help her hands, her feet, or her face. She made to scream again, but this time it was caught in her throat and she coughed. "Calm down, lass. Diacha, Mary." The voice rested on her like a blanket and a salve. "It hurts," Layla said, wrestling her voice to try and calm it down. The pain ebbed some, but it was still there. She feared it would flare up. "Aye, but only for a little longer. You're over the worst of it." She knew that voice. It was Inej. Knowing the veil covered over her was a relief, her shoulders releasing their tension. It was still a long time before she opened her eyes, though. And when she did, she shut them again. The world had too much light, too much color. "Ah, Miss Riker, it's good to have you among the living, you know. I've read not everyone survives the connection." "Ulian?" Layla squinted her eyes open a touch to see the bartender standing over her, pushing his spectacles further up his nose. "It is, and I'm dreadfully glad to be on this adventure with you, I assure you." "Uh-huh," Layla said, feeling like she understood Ulian about as well as usual. "Inej, where are we?" Inej stood a couple paces away, scratching his chin. He looked up, touching a high branch with the tip of his blood-laden spear. "Oi, lass, tell me you don't know." Layla sat up and looked around, her body shivering in pain and cold. They were on a rocky slope in the early morning light, except 100 leafless branches flittered and dimmed the sunlight. And on those branches scurried small creatures with soft bellies and hard, pointed mouths. Their arms looked like little fans, and they flew from branch to branch. There were little brown critters, too, scampering up tree trunks with swishing tails. There were 100 other beasts as small as the nail on Layla's pinky, swarming everywhere, coming in different shapes and colors, some red and dotted with black, a few were black and bulbous looking, others a sickly brown with dried-looking shells. Animals, bugs, birds, critters, creatures, beasts, words Layla had heard but never understood. All of those things didn't exist inside Watchful. They existed only in the wood, the place she was never to go. It was a dangerous place, a place of death. "Oh, she looks sick. Do something, Inej." Inej dropped to one knee, face not far from Layla's. "Look at me. Come on. Eyes over here. That's a good lass." Layla's lips had gone dry. "I want to go home." Inej sighed, shaking his head. "You don't have a home no more, I'm afraid." "Watchful didn't..." "No, not that. Well, maybe that. The town's in shambles, but that ain't what I mean." "Then what?" William clapped his hands together with excitement, as though he were a child watching a puppet show. "You're being hunted. It's all rather exciting, though I imagine also rather disorienting." Inej turned to the Maeva and growled, "Shut it, Ulian. You ain't helping." Then he looked back to Layla, eyes apologetic. "Oi, we ain't got much time. We best be getting..." "Tell me what's happening." Layla worked her way to her feet, knees giving way so she had to catch herself on a tree. The bark felt so thick and deep, she thought it might be able to cut her hands. "This really ain't the time," Inej said. "But soon, if..." "Oi, it's the time if I say it is," Layla mumbled, looking Inej in those strange eyes of his. He snorted. "You've got your mother's fire when you want it." That caught Layla off guard, but Inej continued on without noticing. "Look, the Yelmes will catch your scent soon enough, and when they do, I want us to be as close to the Roz as possible." "Wait, the Rozdalnis?" Layla's mind scrambled, trying to conjure up an image of one of her father's maps. How many times had she sat on his lap, watching his finger as it slid along old parchment, listening to the names of those places she could only dream of, would never see. "Aye, it's the other side of the West, Navita. We'll need to cross it, and it's best to do it before..." "My scent?" "Huh? You said they'd catch my scent? Oh, I did. The thing is, lass, your brother, he... Ulian waved his hand, stepping forward eagerly bouncing on his toes. He has somehow absorbed the incredible powers of the Ancient One, which is remarkable, though rather unfortunate for you, of course. Inej's glare made Ulian take a handful of steps backward. Layla shrugged. I don't understand a word of that. But you're talking about Oli? I saw him. Did you say he killed Stardoma? Staradavna, Inej said, gently placing a hand on her shoulder. And oi, do I wish that Oli had killed her. But that wasn't even in the cards. No, lass. He released her. Released? Like she was trapped? For near 1,000 years. And until your brother did what your father wanted to. Though, I don't think he understands a bit of it. And here's the thing. Something like the Ancient One needs a home. And your brother, know it or not, he just became that. Ulian coughed. Some may call it a sort of possession. Inej nodded. And that ain't all. Layla said nothing, just tried to stay upright as the world shifted. Inej continued. Where the Ancient One goes, so does her power. Power? She asked, the word coming out numb and slow. Memories of the desert, the tree, and Oli began to come back to her like an ugly dream. Oli had scared her, and then he'd burned her. Her skin still tingled. Aye, more than you can fathom right now. Ain't this what the princess wanted? Well, I doubt the princess had this in mind exactly, Inej said. And things ain't ever simple, lass. Your brother can wield an ungodly amount of Maya now. But all magic is ruthless, costly. You never really know the price you get until you get started. Inej leaned closer, his breath smelling of pipeweed, his eyes squinting like the words he spoke pained him. Your brother has become a spindle, able to weave the disparate threads of life into concrete and chaotic power. And you are his connection, his link to life, and his last source of power. What's that supposed to mean? I'm his source of power. Inej breathed through his nose, flaring his nostrils. All life is made up of threads, impossible to see for most. A spindle can take the energy around them and spin it into what they want it to be. The Yelmes use this to make lightning and fire, but the power to wield those threads to make lightning must come from somewhere. A strong spindle can pull it from the plants or lives around them. But it always starts with a connection, a person connected by blood who... He paused, breathing slow for a moment. A person who will be their first and last source of life. You make me sound like a ball of yarn, Layla said. Like I'm just these threads my brother's going to pull on to work magic. It's too close to that, I'm afraid. So you're saying Oli will, what, unravel my life threads? The words felt strange in Layla's mouth. That don't make no sense. Ulian stepped forward. It's your life he is tethered to, Miss Riker. When in need, he will pull your life force away and turn it into energy. A miraculous process, still without any academically agreed upon scientific basis. It's truly incredible that... Ulian caught Inej's gaze and stepped back again. Actually, there isn't really time for this, is there? Inej grunted. Here's why this matters now, lass. The Yelmes will figure out your Oli's connection. They'll sense it soon enough. When they do, they'll figure that killing you is the easiest way to killing him. You're linked now. Layla shook her head. Oli would never hurt me. He'd never drain my whatever you call it. Inej lifted a hand to touch his eye, not the blue one, but the white and broken one. I don't think any of us knows what we will and won't do in the end. But either way, we should get you to safety. That's where your brother would want. That's what your brother would want. And how's running through the wood safe? Ulian smiled wide. Oh, it isn't the journey that is safe. We may not survive, actually. But the destination, Miss Riker. We're off to Velik.